All right. Welcome, everybody, to another deep dive. Today, we're joined by DeMore Tax Service.
Thanks for having me.
Our pleasure. Now, listeners, today we're going deep into the world of tax preparation. We're talking about the nitty-gritty, the behind-the-scenes, the stuff you probably don't think about until, well, tax season hits.
Definitely. It's more than just numbers, that's for sure.
Right. And we've got some awesome source material to guide us today, especially this one called Responsibilities of a Tax Preparer.
Ah, yeah.
And let me tell you, this thing, it's like it opens your eyes to what tax preparers really do.
It's way more than just plugging in numbers, like you said.
Exactly. So first things first, the source is like super big on accuracy.
Right, of course.
And I mean, duh, we all know taxes are important, but it's like this source, it really drives home just how much pressure there is to get everything perfect for clients.
Absolutely. I mean, think about it. One little mistake, it could mean penalties, it could mean a smaller refund, or even worse.
Oh, yeah, no thanks.
So accuracy, it's paramount. And that's why as tax preparers, we have all these tools and strategies, to make sure we're getting it right.
So like what kind of stuff are we talking? Like spill the beans.
Well, first off, we've got some pretty sophisticated software, tax software. We're not just like manually entering numbers into forms anymore. This software, it helps us run different scenarios, analyze all the potential deductions, you name it.
Oh, wow. It's like having a secret weapon.
Exactly. And beyond the tech, it's also just about having a really, really keen eye for detail.
Oh, I can imagine.
Like people make, honest mistakes all the time. For example, sometimes people might forget to include like all of their income sources, or maybe they miss a deduction they could claim, stuff like that. And that's where we come in. We're trained to catch those things.
It's like having a financial detective on your side.
That's a great way to put it.
So, okay, we talk about accuracy, but the source also mentions like this whole thing about the tax landscape constantly changing. It's like,
Yeah.
how can anyone keep up with all the new rules and deductions and credits every year?
Yeah, no, it's a lot. It definitely keeps us on our toes, but staying updated, it's like a core responsibility for us. We have to, keep learning and taking continuing education courses to stay on top of all the latest changes.
Yeah, makes sense.
Because, like, let's say, for example, the child tax credit. Just this year, there are some pretty big changes to the income limits for who qualifies.
Oh, yeah,
And if you're not aware of those changes, well, it could have a huge impact on your tax bill.
that's wild.
Right. So it's not enough to just know the rules as they are today. You got to be like, anticipating what might change down the road too.
Wow, that's like that's a whole other level.
Yeah.
So the source also talks about like ethical practices and client support,
Right.
which kind of suggests that like being a tax preparer, it's more than just, the technical stuff. Oh,
I-
absolutely.
Like it's about being an advisor almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd say so. Like think about it this way. Let's say someone's starting their own small business, right?
Okay. Yeah.
A good tax preparer,
Yeah.
they're not just going to like prepare their taxes. We're also going to advise them on the best way to structure their business, from a tax perspective. We can help them set up their, bookkeeping and all that. We can guide them through all the like self-employment tax stuff, which can be pretty confusing, honestly.
Yeah. No kidding.
Really, it's about empowering our clients, giving them the information they need to make smart financial decisions.
Totally. It's about building a relationship, like a partnership even.
Exactly.
And speaking of protecting that relationship, the source really emphasizes accountability. And like when I read that word, I'm thinking, whoa, like there are some serious consequences if things go wrong.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, for both the preparer and the client.
Which is why, it's so important to choose a tax preparer who's like qualified and ethical. You want to make sure you're in good hands.
So, like, what are some red flags people should watch out for? Like, what should they be asking when they're shopping around for a tax preparer?
Okay, that's a great question. So first off, always make sure they have a PTIN. That's like a preparer tax identification number.
Okay, a PTN.
It basically means they're registered with the IRS.
Got it.
Also, look for experience and expertise in the specific areas you need help with. Like if you're a small business owner, you probably want someone who specializes in that, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And don't be afraid to ask questions. Ask about their process, their fees, their continuing education, all that stuff.
Don't be shy.
A trustworthy tax preparer, they're going to be transparent. They'll be happy to answer all your questions.
It's all about open communication.
Exactly.
Okay, so it sounds like what we're learning here is that a good tax preparer is so much more than just a number cruncher, Right.
Oh, absolutely. It's about expertise, it's about strategy, and it's about a genuine commitment to helping people navigate this, complex financial world.
And, at the end of the day, it's about peace of mind, knowing that your taxes are done right.
Exactly. So you can focus on the things that, really matter.
Well said. And listeners, if you're, feeling a little overwhelmed by the whole tax thing, remember, DeMore Tax Service is here to help.
That's right.
You can visit them at demoretaxservice.com to learn more.
Definitely.
And thanks for listening to Let's Talk Taxes.
Thanks, everyone.